In the bustling village of Agotime, nestled in the heart of Togo, the morning sun cast golden rays over the dusty paths where women balanced baskets of yams and children darted between mud brick houses. The air hummed with the rhythm of daily life, traders haggling at the market, the clatter of bicycle bells, and the laughter of elders sharing palm wine under a baobab tree. But on this particular Tuesday, a hush fell over the village square as a stranger appeared. She was striking, with skin like polished ebony and eyes that sparkled like the Volta River under moonlight. Her yellow dress hugged her curves, and she carried a sleek, black leather-bound book under her arm. Her name, she said, was Efia, and she greeted everyone by name as if she'd lived in Agotime all her life. "Good morning, Mama Adzo," she called to the Kenki seller, who blinked in confusion. "Hello, Kofi, your goats are looking fine today," she said to the old herder, who swore he'd never met her. The villagers whispered among themselves. Who was this woman, and how did she know so much? Efia settled at the edge of the market, her book open on her lap, scribbling notes with a calm smile. By evening, the village was abuzz. "She knows too much," said Auntie Obra, the village's unofficial gossip queen, her colorful head wrap bobbing as she spoke. "Nobody comes to Agotime knowing everybody's name unless they're trouble." The next day, Efia returned, this time in a flowing blue skirt and a white blouse, her black book still in hand. She sat under the baobab tree with Auntie Obra, sharing roasted plantain and chatting like old friends. But Obra noticed something unsettling. Efia knew things she shouldn't, private things. "Auntie, did you enjoy your dream about dancing at the chief's durbar last night?" Efia asked with a playful grin. Obra's jaw dropped. She hadn't told a soul about that dream. By midweek, Efia's presence was the talk of Agotime. At the market, she casually mentioned that Mama ESI's missing necklace was tangled in the roots of her cassava patch. When Mama ESI dug it up, exactly where Efia described, the crowd gasped. "She's a blessing," some said. "She's a witch," others muttered. Obra, however, was determined to uncover Efia's secret. "Nobody knows that much without a price," she told her friend Zypher, her eyes narrowing as she watched Efia write in her book. Driven by curiosity, Obra decided to follow Efia. Early one morning, she borrowed her nephew's bicycle and trailed Efia as she left the village, her black book tucked under her arm. Efia didn't take the main road but slipped down a narrow path lined with tall grasses, humming a tune that seemed to echo in the air. Obra pedaled slowly, hiding behind bushes when Efia glanced back. The path led to an abandoned weaving shed, its walls crumbling under years of neglect. Obra's heart raced as Efia paused, looked around, and stepped through the wall, vanishing like a breeze. Obra nearly fell off her bicycle. "Tugby, help us," she whispered, clutching the beads around her neck. She raced back to Agotime, her mind spinning with questions. Was Efia a spirit? A ghost? And what was in that black book? That night, Obra couldn't sleep. She locked her doors, sprinkled salt at her threshold, and prayed to the ancestors. At midnight, a soft knock startled her. Peering through her window, she saw Efia, holding a bowl of spicy groundnut soup. "I know you love it with extra pepper," Efia said, smiling. Against her better judgment, Obra let her in. Efia sat gracefully, her book on the table, and began to talk. She spoke of the tailor who'd been stealing thread, the teacher who hid his lover's letters in his desk, and even the chief's son who wept over a lost love. Obra's fear grew with every word. How could Efia know all this? The next day, Obra visited Tugby Kofi, the village's revered herbalist. Trembling, she recounted everything, Efia's knowledge, the war, the book. Tugby's face grew grave. "She's a truth spirit," he said. "She feeds on secrets, growing stronger with everyone she reveals. Her power lies in that book, but so does her weakness." He handed Obra a small vial of red powder. "Sprinkle this near her when she speaks. If she falters, you'll know her nature." Efia's fame spread beyond Agotime. People came from nearby villages to hear her stories, which spilled secrets like water from a cracked pot. She revealed the baker's fake weights, the midwife's hidden savings, and even the pastor's secret card games. The village was in chaos, friendships fractured, families argued, and trust dissolved. Aubrey knew she had to act. She rallied 4 women, including the chief's wife and the market leader. They planned a celebration for Efia at the community hall, decorating it with Kent cloth and preparing fufu with egusi stew. When Efia arrived, radiant in a green gown, Aubrey welcomed her warmly. As Efia ate, Aubrey sprinkled the red powder in a circle around her chair. The women began to chant, "Efia, Efia, Efia," their voices trembling. Efia's smile faded. The ground shook, and her book glowed faintly. "You think you can trap me?" she asked, her voice like thunder. Aubrey stood firm. "We want our peace back." But the powder turned against them, swirling into the air and forcing the women to blurt out their own secrets. "I took my sister's beads," one cried. "I lied about my age," another shouted. Efia stood, untouched, and walked out, her book glowing brighter. The village fell silent. Secrets had torn Agotime apart, and Efia sat at the market, alone but serene. Aubrey stayed indoors, ashamed of her failure. But one morning, she approached Efia, who wore a simple white dress. "You're not just a spirit," Aubrey said. "You're a mirror, showing us what we hide." Efia nodded. "I was once like you, a woman who loved secrets. But I betrayed a priestess, and she cursed me to carry everyone's truths." Aubrey took a deep breath. "Teach me to use truth wisely." Efia handed her the black book, now just a simple notebook. Over time, Aubrey became a counselor, helping villagers face their truths without shame. Efia spoke less, her book closed more often. One day, a child asked, "Auntie Efia, why don't you talk anymore?" Efia smiled. "Because Agotime is learning to speak for itself." The village healed, its people more honest, their words kinder. Efia remained, a quiet guardian of truth, her book a reminder that secrets were heavy, but truth can set you free. What lesson did you learn from this video? Drop it in the comments, I'll be there to read them. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and give it a thumbs up. And make sure to hit the subscribe button.